Okay, hello friends. So today I discovered a new capability in AWS, which allows you to export some parts of your Lambda functions and your infrastructure as code, essentially exporting them as CDK or CloudFormation. And this was really new to me, and I think it's really a really great and powerful thing that we've been missing for so long. That kind of it's basically a feature that allows you to configure stuff in AWS Console using the UI and export that as code that enables you to do a lot of great things using CICD and doing multi-account, multi-region deployments and so on. So this feature or a similar feature actually existed in Azure for quite a long time. You can export your resource groups and export them as code and deploy them into other accounts or other resource groups and so on. But this was really, or at least I didn't know about this feature in AWS until now. So I'm going to quickly show you how you can use that. And yeah, it's pretty simple. It's actually, I think, it is the easiest way to implement a CRUD application or a Lambda application. And yeah, so it is really simple. And let's get into it. So I'm going to go to Lambda. And instead of going to functions, where you generally go and do stuff, I'm going to go to applications. And as you can see, I've already built one here, forgot to delete it beforehand, but so you're going to go and create the application, and these are basically the sample applications. And I've only found Node.js applications. So this is actually something that you should bear in mind, that it's probably Node.js and probably Python is also would be coming, but this is at the moment what you get. So we can do file processing, scheduled jobs, queue processing, notification processing, and so on. But also serverless API backend, which was basically the thing that I would say that was discussing till now. So as you can see, this is made by AWS, a RESTful web API that uses DynamoDB to manage state. And these are the components that you get. So let's see how it goes. So as you can see, my image was not in the right place. So I'm going to click next. And then we are going to specify whether we want to have it as SAM, as YAML file, or as CDK, which is exactly what we want here. So, and to the runtime, as you can see, only Node.js available. And I'm going to give it this application a name, basic CRUD UI, via UI, let's say, right? That doesn't matter that much. And you can export this code in code commit or in GitHub. Code commit is actually, I think it's not really something that you would wonder. It's something that AWS manages, and it must be not really that difficult. But let's see how it's going to work with GitHub. And as you can see, I've already created a connection here, but let's create a new one. So as you can let's do it like this way: connect with CoStar, then just give it a connection name, AWS 2. Of course, you can tag it and stuff. Then this should actually get me to the page where I can log into my GitHub. So as you can see, again, this again brings me to my GitHub. I've already logged into my GitHub, so the connections and configurations already there. But you can also install new app, and this would exactly come here and ask you for login credentials. So that's not what I'm going to do. I'm not going to enter it again. I'm going to basically use the existing connection, which is this one, and the repository name. And I also you can create role and permission boundaries, which kind of lets which kind of basically generates the IAM roles and ensures that those IAM roles have this boundary which kind of which which kind of avoids them from creating IAM roles more powerful than them. So it makes sense to actually to enable that. And then let's go ahead and create. And yeah, it's going to be take a bit of time, and then it's going to start spinning up the resources. Um, so let's see how long it takes. So yeah, as you can see, the resources are being provisioned. But let's go to GitHub, and I'm going to go to my repositories, and let's see. So this was actually the one that I've created this morning. But let's see how long it takes for this one to come up. But let's just, for the sake of time, I'm gonna go inside this project and let's see what it has generated. And as you can see, this is basically everything that you would take quite a bit of time to write this such code yourself. So when we go to CDK and into lib folder, so you have these permission boundaries and that be specified, but also this CDK stack. That is, so basically the DynamoDB table and where your Lambda functions are going to be in S3, for instance, it's specified here. And all of these stuff are pre-configured for you. So you can basically configure your project in the UI and pull that code and modify it and again deploy it, which is going to be pretty powerful. And so this is the CDK portion of this code. Also, like the handlers are actually your Lambda functions, as you can see here. So yeah, and also, but one thing they wanted to say is also that the unit tests are generated for you. So yeah, as you can see, it's kind of it's a great thing that you also get unit tests that many developers do not like to write them themselves. So yeah, also I think I suspect, actually I can see it here, but I suspected beforehand that this must actually be using code pipelines. So let's see, code pipelines. So as you can see, it's actually exactly what we said. So it is using code pipeline as the CICD pipeline for provisioning your resources. So I think that should be it actually. But let's say for only for just to make sure that these resources have been provisioned. So I think it is still taking a bit of time to bring everything to life. So let's see. As you can see, it takes a bit of time to provision everything. So the creation is in progress. So let's see how long it takes. Just I'm really curious about that. And yeah, so as you can see, the GitHub is connected here, and everything is actually seems to be pretty fine. And also you get monitoring and stuff, which is really cool. Yeah, so what I think until this one is being created, what I also want to note that is that I also recently showed a video demonstrated how GitHub's Copilot can help you in writing code, and it actually generates a lot of code and a lot of portions of the code for you. And this tool, it doesn't do the same thing, but it also has this kind of this direction that using AI to really improve your experience as a developer. And I think it's a great thing. And as developers, I think I know many developers were kind of worried about this direction that AI is taking regarding code generation and kind of like this self the programs that can run themselves or write themselves. Um, I think these are great tools that you can have in your toolbox and kind of really facilitate your life and enable you to deliver code with higher quality. So, all right, let's see. So that's modified. So it's still in progress, but let's see what it has provision till now. So actually, it was this API, but it is being provisioned. Yeah. Um, so let's go to CloudFormation and see where it is. So the first thing that it did actually was it created this tool chain, and this tool chain I really, as I showed you, one of the parts of this tool chain is actually that code pipeline, and I think build artifacts and so on, they must be also in the same kind of constellation. They must be there to build your project and to deliver their project into the to the target systems. But this part is actually what that is being provisioned right now. So events. So it takes a bit of time, but there is also a lot of resources, so you cannot complain, right? And so this is also our API gateway, and yeah, and you can of course get the. So let's say, for instance, let's say that you're using something like Terraform, for instance. What you could do is like at the moment, it is kind of foreseeable that AWS wants to kind of first support their own tools for such projects. But what you could do is taking this CloudFormation template that is generated here and kind of feed it into your Terraform and have Terraform provision those resources for you. That's also just as kind of one of the possibilities that you have. So let's see. And the creation is complete. Awesome. So now let's go to the Lambda pages. So now we should see our Lambdas. So this is the application, sorry, wait, but so yeah, these are the Lambdas, these three. And let's see. And this is also my API gateway, and as you can see, it has all the methods and so on. And let's see also the stages. So it has the prod stage and everything is good. So yeah, all right, thank you very much for tuning in, and I see you in the next one.